Silver is a leveraged play on gold, and naturally, with gold prices falling and probably forcing some margin calls, we are seeing silver volatility being almost twice as high as gold's. What's interesting is that platinum and palladium, which tend to be more volatile than both gold and silver, actually have seen a more muted response to the collapse in gold and silver prices. So I think it's more of a kind of a currency issue. Gold as a currency, the fact that gold has been viewed as currency for a long time, still a currency, but clearly inflation expectations fading off around the world, and the market kind of
Francisco, I don't understand that. How, if gold and silver are viewed as currency alternatives right now, what has changed? The only thing that's changed to me in the last few weeks is the Bank of Japan comes in with this bazooka of a quantitative easing program, which just debases currencies even further.
Right, and that's, I think, the puzzle, right? I think that if you look at the Fed's kind of buying about $85 billion a month worth of mortgages and treasuries. The Bank of Japan came in with an announcement to buy roughly $80 billion a month of instruments. And frankly, when you look at the Fed versus Japan, I mean, the Japanese economy is 1/3 of the U.S. economy, which means that other central banks are willing to be at least 3 times more aggressive than the Fed when it comes to sorting out disinflation, which might effectively mean that the Fed is just not aggressive enough. You couple that with the comments from some of the Fed members that maybe it's time to rethink the level of QE purchases and scale it down. That's a pretty, it's been a bearish news for gold, and I think liquidations have triggered a rest. The question to me is, can the Fed still sit on this position of unwinding QE when you have inflation expectations coming down, when you have U.S. inflation at 1.3%? I don't know. I mean, I think maybe the Fed has to come in and maintain the program for a longer time than the market expects right now, and that probably will give some relief to the gold market. We need the Fed to come and tell us, look, actually, the interest rates need to be at zero for a longer period of time we expect, or we need to keep on buying mortgages and treasuries for a longer period than the market has been pricing in the last few weeks.
Francisco, any idea who's selling?
Well, look, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, there's, I guess I think there's broad-based liquidation. I don't want to enter into any speculation as to who might be selling, but we've seen volumes picking up pretty dramatically, and we haven't seen obviously a lot of buyers, which is pretty obvious by the price action.